What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Wednesday, February 20th, 2019, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. The Newsroom creator Aaron Sorkin is shutting down rumors of a reboot. The 57-year-old screenwriter, director, and producer said on Monday's episode of The Late Late Show with James Corden that he has no plans to revive the HBO series. Host James Corden asked Sorkin about the possibility during a joint interview with actor Mahershala Ali. His questioning led to an applause from the audience. Sorkin answered, "I hate saying this after that wonderful round of applause. No." He explained, "I wish the show was on the air now. I would love to be writing it now, but there are other things coming up. I have no plans to return to anything else I've done." The Newsroom, starring Jeff Daniels, Emily Mortimer, John Gallagher Jr., Allison Pill, Thomas Sadowski, Dev Patel, Olivia Munn, and Sam Larsson, had a 3-season run from 2012 to 2014. Munn, who played Sloane Savith on the show, said last week she had spoken to Sorkin about a reboot. The actors told Entertainment Tonight, Tom Sadowski and myself, we actually have been having conversations with Sorkin about that. He's very busy, but we have very high hopes that it would be able to come together, hopefully. Sorkin is also known for creating the NBC series The West Wing. He is executive producing a TV version of his Broadway play A Few Good Men, which was previously adapted as a 1992 movie. The West Wing alums Martin Sheen, Allison Janney, and Dule Hill have a mini reunion in Los Angeles. Sheen and Janney, who played President Josiah Bartlet and Press Secretary C.J. Craig on the NBC series, supported Hill at his play Monday on President's Day. He shared a pair of photos on Instagram with Sheen and Janney backstage. The actor portrayed Charlie Young, Bartlett's personal aide on The West Wing. He wrote, "The president and the press secretary came to see Mr. Cole on stage. Hashtag what's next. Hashtag Martin Sheen. Hashtag Allison Janney. Hashtag lights out GP. Hashtag links in bio. Hashtag Nat King Cole. Hashtag West Wing. Hashtag Nat's guest. Hashtag Geffen Playhouse. Hashtag President's Day. Hashtag family." Janney also posted a picture with Hill, the actor's wife, actress Jasmine Simon, and Kevin Gassé. She encouraged fans to see Hill in the play Lights Out, Nat King Cole. The actress wrote, "Unforgettable performance by Dule Hill in Lights Out GP. Hashtag Nat King Cole. Go see this play at Jasmine Simon at Key Gassé." The West Wing had a 7-season run from 1999 to 2006. Series creator Aaron Sorkin said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in November 2017 that he's considered rebooting the show. He suggested casting This Is Us star Sterling K. Brown with Sheen to reprise Bartlett in a guest role. The producer says Sterling K. Brown is the president, and there is some kind of jam, an emergency, a very delicate situation involving the threat of war or something. And Bartlett's long since retired, has consulted in the way that Bill Clinton used to consult with Richard Nixon. Sorkin is also known for creating the HBO series The Newsroom. He shut down rumors of a possible reboot during Monday's episode of The Late Late Show with James Corden. She now plays Robert Hansen in the Netflix series Grace and Frankie, while Jenny stars on the CBS series Mom. Hill portrays Alex Williams in the USA Network legal drama Suits. Netflix has canceled its comedy series Friends from College after 2 seasons. Keegan-Michael Key, Fred Savage, Kobe Smulders, Billy Eichner, Nat Faxon, Annie Parrish, and Jaishu Park star on the series, which follows former Harvard classmates who are now in their 40s. Nicholas Stoller and Francesca DeBlanco co-created Friends from College and also served as an executive producers. Stoller additionally directed the series, with Del Blanco penning the script. Stoller confirmed on Twitter Monday that the show was canceled. Friends from College will not be returning for a 3rd season. Thanks to everyone who watched it. Happy President's Day. Netflix said in a statement, "We're grateful to the creators Nick Stoller and Francesca DeBlanco for creating a wise, funny, and supremely relatable show. We also want to thank the hard-working crew, and we raise a glass to the amazingly talented cast." Friends from College debuted in 2017 with Season 2 added to the streaming service in January. Arrested Development will resume its fifth season on Netflix starting on March 15th, the streaming service announced on Tuesday. The first half of Arrested Development Season 5 arrived on Netflix in May. The second part, coming in March, will bring the season to a close. The official Twitter account for the show said alongside a poster for the new batch of episodes, "You can't handle the Bluth." Michael, played by Jason Bateman, Gob, played by Will Arnett, Lindsay, played by Portia de Rossi, George Michael, played by Michael Cera, Buster, played by Tony Hale, Lucille, played by Jessica Walter, George, played by Jeffrey Tambor, Tobias, played by David Cross, and Maybe, played by Ali Shawkat, are all featured on the poster that reads, "One murder, no masterminds." Arrested Development, which follows the dysfunctional Bluth family, originally aired for 3 seasons on Fox from 2003 to 2006 before it was revived for a 4th season on Netflix in 2013. Michael Douglas, Diane Keaton, Adam Devine, and more are part of the all-star voice cast set for Netflix's upcoming animated adaptation of Dr. Seuss' Green Eggs and Ham. Ileana Glazer, Keegan-Michael Key, Eddie Izzard, Jeffrey Wright, Jillian Bell, Tracy Morgan, David Diggs, and John Turturro will also be lending their voices to the series, Netflix announced on Twitter Tuesday, alongside images of the cast of characters. The streaming service also released a brief teaser trailer for the series, which featured a pair of green eggs being cracked open over a frying pan, which also contained a slice of ham. The synopsis reads, "This fall, the Seuss hits the pan. Sam I Am and Guy I Am are on the run in an adventure of Epicurean proportions." Green Eggs and Ham from executive producer Ellen DeGeneres will arrive on Netflix in the fall. The show was first announced in April 2015 and is based on the Dr. Seuss children's book of the same name. Melody Thomas Scott says everyone adores her late Young and the Restless co-star Kristoff St. John. The 62-year-old actress honored St. John during Monday's episode of The Talk following the actor's death this month. Scott, while tearing up, said, "I adored him. We all adored him. There was something very unique and magical about him. He would just draw you into his wonderful world and all of his bear hugs. I can't believe I'll never get a bear hug." She added, "Going to any kind of event, any party, the first thing I said when I got there was, 'Where's Kristoff? I want to find Kristoff. I want to be with him. I want to be in his airspace,' because that's the kind of guy he was. And I think that came through on camera." St. John, who played Neil Winters on The Young and the Restless, died February 3rd at the age of 52. Scott, who portrayed Nikki Newman on the show, said she didn't allow herself to immediately process the loss. She recalled, "I couldn't. We still had shows to shoot and I had to remain stoic. I said backstage, when I come out and anybody asks me, I'm going to remain stoic." The Young and the Restless honored St. John during its February 8th episode. Deadline reported this month St. John will have a future storyline on the show as a tribute to his character and his real-life persona. Scott will celebrate her 40th anniversary with The Young and the Restless with a special episode Wednesday. She teased the special on The Talk, saying the episode is all about Nikki. The star says it is such a trip down memory lane. For longtime fans, it's going to be such a treat. Ali Chalkin, the original series creator of The L Word, is excited for the drama's upcoming revival on Showtime in order to feature prominent gay and lesbian characters on the television once again. Chalkin told NBC News about the revival, which she is executive producing, while Margaret Lewis Ryan serves as the showrunner. "One of the reasons that I was compelled to bring the show back was because when we went off the air in 2009, I remember thinking and saying time to pass the mantle." She continued, "I know that we're going to see a great many shows now that this to the next level that features gay and lesbian characters in lead roles that tell the stories of our lives in different contexts, and we really haven't seen it much." Chalkin said, "Of course, there have been some great shows, but we're still largely absent in the representation of our lives. We pop up as single characters, but there's very little that talks about our lives in a holistic way or as a community or as a culture, and I think there's a lot more to say. And I want to tell more stories and different kinds of stories that take on that proposition." The sequel series will once again feature original stars Jennifer Beals, Catherine Mooney, and Leisha Haley as their respective characters, Betty, Shane, and Alice, alongside new characters. The L Word, which arrived from 2004 to 2009, followed the lives and the relationships of a number of LGBT characters. Jake Gyllenhaal praised his Spider-Man Far From Home co-star Tom Holland during an appearance on The Tonight Show, stating that the actor does an amazing job as the Marvel superhero. Gyllenhaal said to host Jimmy Fallon on Tuesday, "He's awesome. He's the nicest guy in the world. I'm super into him as Spider-Man. He's just amazing. He just is." Gyllenhaal is set to star as classic Spider-Man foe Mysterio in Far From Home, which is set to arrive in theaters on July 5th. Mysterio is a special effects expert who uses his skills to commit crimes by creating illusions. A trailer for Far From Home, released in January, featured Mysterio coming into contact with Spider-Man in Europe as the villain started to battle a giant being made out of water. Gyllenhaal joked to Fallon about his appearance in the trailer. "The thing is, it's like those are the actual green lasers that I shoot out of my hands. That's what I can do, and that's what they hired me." Mandy Moore felt like she was drowning during her marriage to Ryan Adams. The 34-year-old singer discussed her unhealthy dynamic with Adams during Monday's episode of WTF with Mark Maron podcast. Pitchfork said Moore recorded the interview prior to the publication of the New York Times article where she said Adams was emotionally abusive during their relationship. Moore instead defended her codependence dynamic with the singer. The star told host Mark Maron, "I was living my life for him, being the mother. It's an entirely unhealthy dynamic. I had no sense of self. I was imperceptible. I was so small in my own world." She explained, "It made me feel worthy. It made me feel like I had value if I could be there for somebody else and serve their needs." The This Is Us star said she strove to create a happy family of her own with Adams following her parents' separation. Her codependency with the singer contributed to the breakdown in their marriage. Moore says, "I think my codependency fed into his codependency and some other issues, underlying issues, that it was just like the perfect canopy of madness." She added, "It felt like I was drowning. I was so untenable, unsustainable. I was so lonely. I was so sad. I was lonely with him. I knew that this wasn't the rest of my life. I knew that this wasn't the person I was supposed to be with. I knew that I wasn't the person I was meant to be." Moore and Adams split in January 2015 after nearly 6 years of marriage. Moore shared a message of solidarity February 13th on Instagram after calling out Adams for an emotional abuse in the New York Times article. She wrote, "Speaking your truth can be painful and triggering, but it's always worth it. My heart is with all women who have suffered any sort of trauma or abuse. You have seen and heard. Hashtag sisterhood forever." New dad Andy Cohen says his road to fatherhood was a complicated and challenging experience. The 50-year-old television personality discussed his decision to have a child during Tuesday's episode of Today following son Benjamin Allen's birth. Cohen said of parenthood, "It was always in the back of my head. I would be at friends' house and they were tucking in their kids and I was like, I need this in my life." He also added, I think was getting to a point in my life where I was looking at where am I going and where am I headed and what do I do for the rest of my life. Publishing 2 books that were diaries about my life really caused me to look at how I was living my life every day." The Watch What Happens Live host considered adoption before ultimately deciding on surrogacy. He said both options had limitations in certain states. The star says, "It is incredible to me as I've learned that surrogacy is illegal in many states. I don't understand why it's illegal in New York and New Jersey, which is why I went to California." He added, "It is also illegal for gay people to adopt in certain places. It's still very complicated and challenging, but once I decided I was going to do it, I was." Cohen welcomed Benjamin via surrogate this month. He couldn't help but gush about his son on Watch What Happens Live this week, saying that the infant is as cute as a button. Kandi Burruss tears up over Andy Cohen's advice about surrogacy during a brand new interview. The 42-year-old television personality shared Cohen's words of wisdom on Monday's episode of Busy Tonight following the birth of the Watch What Happens Live host's son. Burruss stars in the Bravo series The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which Cohen executive produces. She spoke to Cohen before the television personality announced he was expecting via surrogate. The star says, "He had already given me advice about how to handle the surrogacy journey. This has been kind of a thing for me and my husband, like, should we do it? Should we not do it?" She recalled, "I had made a comment. I said something about, I guess I'm going to have a baby mama. He said to me, 'Don't you ever say that.' He was like, 'Because you are the mother, and to say she's your baby mama, that's taking away from you.'" Burruss says Cohen's advice had a big impact, especially after learning that the star was having a child. She says, "It made me feel better, and at the time he told me that I didn't know that he was going to do too. Then, when he announced it, he hit me up immediately and said, "Now you see why I felt so strongly." Burruss is parents to 16-year-old daughter Riley with Russell Spencer and 3-year-old son Ace with husband Todd Tucker. Cohen welcomed his first child son Benjamin Allen via surrogate this month and said on Tuesday's episode of Today that his road to parenthood was a complicated and challenging experience. Ozzy Osbourne is canceling more tour dates due to illness. The 70-year-old British singer canceled shows in Australia, New Zealand, and Japan on Monday after coming down with pneumonia. Osbourne confirmed the news on his official Twitter account. The post featured an update from his wife, television personality Sharon Osbourne. The tweet reads, Ozzy had announced the cancellation of shows in Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. He said Ozzy recently developed pneumonia and has spent some time in the hospital. He is through the worst part. His doctors have advised that he stays at home to recuperate for full 6 months. Or 6 weeks, rather. Osbourne was hospitalized this month after experiencing complications from the flu. Sharon said on The Talk last week that the singer was out of intensive care unit. She says he's doing great. He's out of ICU and doing great. He's breathing on his own. Osbourne's hospitalization happened a little over a week after he postponed the UK and European leg of No More Tours 2 due to illness. He initially delayed the first 4 dates because of the flu and was subsequently diagnosed with an upper respiratory infection. The South Korean boy band BTS will embark on a new leg of its world tour. The K-pop group's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, announced in the press release Tuesday that the BTS will extend its Love Yourself tour with a series of shows at stadiums across the globe. The new leg will be titled the Love Yourself, Speak Yourself World Tour. Big Hit shared a promo image featuring BTS members Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, and V and Jungkook, along with the dates and locations of the show on Twitter. BTS will kick off the Love Yourself, Speak Yourself tour May 4th in Los Angeles, following the end of the Love Yourself in April. The leg will come to a close July 14th in Shizuoka, Japan. BTS last released the album Love Yourself Answer in August. It began its Love Yourself tour the same month in support of Love Yourself Answered, its album Love Yourself Tear, and its EP Love Yourself Her. Lady Gaga and talent agent Carino have called off their engagement, the singer representative confirmed Tuesday. The Bad Romance singer's representatives told E! News and People the two split about 4 months after she went public with their engagement during a speech at the Elle Women in Hollywood event. A source told People it just didn't work out. Relationships sometimes end. There's no long dramatic story. Rumors of the relationship demise were fueled on February 10th when Lady Gaga attended the Grammy Awards without Carino and without wearing her engagement ring. Lady Gaga was first linked to Carino in February 2017 after ending her engagement to actor Taylor Kinney. Lady Gaga won 3 Grammy Awards on Sunday, picking up Best Pop Solo Performance for Joanne, Where Do You Think You're Going, and Best Duo Group Performance and Best Song Written for Visual Media for Shallow. She performed Shallow on stage minus Bradley Cooper, who starred with Gaga in A Star Is Born. The two are expected to sing together Sunday at the Academy Awards. Ariana Grande made history by taking the top 3 spots on the new Billboard Hot 100 charts. The 25-year-old singer celebrated Tuesday on Twitter after becoming the first artist since the Beatles to rank number 1, 2, and 3 on the weekly chart. Grande's singles 7 Rings hold the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for a 4th week. Her song Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board debuted at number 2 this week, with Thank You Next coming in at number 3. Grande tweeted, "None, just FaceTime me and scream anything else you want to do." Grande tweeted, "I'm so very proud and grateful for everything." She added, "This feels hilarious. I'm so grateful, but it's just all so funny to me. Love you so much, it's unimaginable." Billboard said Grande is the only second act to make the top 3 spots in the chart's history. The Beatles held the top 3 spots for 5 weeks in March and April 1964. 7 Rings, Break Up With Your Girlfriend on Board, and Thank You Next appear on Grande's album, Thank You Next, which debuted February 8th. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 charts this week. And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, February 20th, 2019. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.